Hi there, Dr. Alison JK here. Just wanting to reach out to you all today with this sense of when you're opening your emails and you're in the rhythm and the flow of your work day or your day, do you just stay focused on the tasks at hand? I'm asking you this because there is this way to come out of the programming of, and it's so stuck in the collective, particularly after this last 2 years of survival mode, in fear, in survival mode because of that fear. So I know, for example, I had to really ensure that I did not get coated with that lull that it seemed like was covering the earth during this last 2 years, when even before travel restrictions were lifted, I was like, I'm going. Enough with the virtual retreats that happen every October and May for training new vibrational upgrade practitioners or upgrading current vibrational upgrade practitioners to the next level. I'm going across the pond and I'm going to the UK. I knew I had to do that. And I said to myself, okay, you're going to deal with whatever you have to deal with ensuingly. If you have half the people staying home and half the people traveling, and how you're going to have to help them decipher and distinguish from whatever country they're coming from, what the requirements are for travel. And I did. And I am so grateful because I can see the payoff from it now. I can see the contrast in. So, I mean, it happens in my life anyway. I'll never forget at one point, I'm back from Asia now. This is like a year in, I'm back from Asia, from the decade living in Asia with my business launch now, giving a workshop. And in the audience, I was speaking and then I sat down, and one of the men in the audience later chose to work with me, and he said to me, you know, my first impression of you is when you got up there to speak, I was like, oh my God, there's a live one. So I tend to be that way, and I wonder how much you are. Like, I wonder how lulled into sleep you've been, especially lulled into fear and survival mode. So I would love for you to have this opportunity to come out of it. So why don't you take one hand and put it over your heart chakra, so it's in between your breasts or your pecs, and the other hand on your tailbone. And let me just run some energy medicine to help open up your system. Beyond fear, beyond the body's programming for survival mode only. So that we can have you opening more and opened more in the way that allows for you to hear divine guidance, that allows you to have your team of unconditional love and support that's all around you, cheerleading you in your life, to be heard and perceived with an intuitive idea or an actual new possibility that will really benefit you in your life and your desires. You opening that email instead of being in habit and routine. So if you, while you hold your hands there, running the energy of transitioning now out of the body's programming for survival mode and lack. When we look to nature, there's a basic Taoist principle. Be like nature. Follow nature's way is the exact way of saying it. Follow nature's way. And if we look at all trees, for example, only the weeping versions of trees grow down, and they're very starkly noticeable in that growing down, right? Instead of that opening up and growing taller and being fed by the light. So this is an abundant garden, and money grows on trees. Before we use paper currency, we use beads. Before that, we use stones and shells. So whilst we're also in the midst of wanting to protect this gorgeous earth and not be quite so much in the taking, recognizing the abundance that we actually live in, that's been meant and intended for us, rather than the programming from ego minds that had gains to be made by keeping you in fear and in lack. We're coming out of that entire paradigm and into a new era now. And I have been saying this for at least since 2011. We are moving into an abundance for all time now. But you have to be able to recognize that and allow that, and then choose that, and increasingly choose that. So there's a sense of, in order to do the dance effectively and thrive on planet Earth now, it's no longer the mind strategizing. Many of you who follow me hear me say that, and have heard me say that for years now. It's about opening up and allowing the co-creation, which is in essence what the word yoga means. Yoga, to yoke with our higher self that's at the crown chakra, and then above the crown chakra, to yoke with the divine. And it's that co-creative dance as we bring it into earth. So I want to continue to have you hold your hand on your heart and the other hand on your tailbone as you are being taken out of, this is a transmission, as we run this energy medicine for you. This is what I do day in and day out, reminding people to shift out of the collective unconscious of what we've inherited and clear that up and bring it to the conscious mind, so you have more consciousness at your disposal to make more mindful choices and be more opened in such a way that you notice the opportunities and possibilities that come into your life that will help feed your heart's desires. There's a bunch of other steps in that. I'm not going to make it complicated right now. But opening up out of the habit, out of the routine, out of the closing down or walling off for protection, whether it's from COVID or triggers from family as you get ready for the holidays, or within your own self. Like, for example, I can't have that. She can be like that, but that I can't possibly, I'm not worthy of that. Those habitual ways of being you in a body on planet Earth want to be shaken up now. So give your butt a little wiggle. And then take your hand that's on the tailbone and rub it circularly, preferably clockwise, which looks like that. That's your hands there, it's clockwise. Don't worry about if I'm facing, is it me facing my body being clockwise? Don't worry about it, just make it circular. We're gonna inhale together. Exhale out the old. Let's do it again. Inhaling the new and exhaling the old. I just used an ancient druidic symbol to reinforce what it was I was saying. Out with the old, in with the new. You are choosing to disbelieve the abundance all around you from other minds, uncleaned consciousness, and their own agendas that may not be like mine, to help us all evolve with grace and ease and abundance and joy, you know? So holding yourself back because of old conditioning or old traumas or old imprints and other stuff I won't go into now. Recognize what was from another and start to allow that to have some space from what you naturally believe of your thoughts. And that includes, I have to be afraid of survival. I have to run this race for survival. There isn't enough to go around. Because that's not at a soul level, at a universal level, at a heart level, at the divine level, everything but the mind, everything but the already physicalized world runs on an entirely different vibration, and that is one of abundance. Inhaling the new, for this new beginning, and exhaling out the old. Namaste.